Kazami, Yuuji, occupation student Mark II, occupation maid, reporting for duty. My previous school, when compared to your more conventional learning institutions, operated on a deadly extreme educational philosophy. Oh, here it comes. As a representative example, an instructor once showed us a plain white cup, loudly insisted it was even greener than you fresh-faced little shits, then spent the entire lesson ensuring none of us dared to think otherwise. Wow. Those relatively new to the place tended to spend a good deal of time grumbling about how insane it was. But when the time came around and we were dumped out into the field, those who survived eventually came to understand that these hazing sessions were in fact surprisingly meaningful. Point being, when you need to produce results that can't be achieved using ordinary methods, sometimes it's necessary to satisfy unfair demands. And through my steadfast dedication to this principle, I currently find myself playing the role of a devoted maid serving a capricious master. God damn it.
Yuuji, 冷たい飲み物はまだ?
I'll kill you, woman. I mean, coming. I bet she wants to hear that in another way. As Amane reclines innocently, she's not innocent at all, indolently on the sofa, I carefully bring over a freshly brewed cup of tea. Since you didn't really specify anything particular, I brought milk tea. Is that acceptable?
あれ、ユージが紅茶ってちょっと意外かも。
What are you trying to say? Well, unlike Sachi, I don't have a fully stocked supply locker. I ran over and borrowed this from Chizuro's room.
それ、絶対許可取ってないわよね。
Nope, zero chance. No, but that's the price you have to pay for these high-quality assam leaves. Not easy to get your hand on them lately.
私、アッサムってあまり詳しくないんだけど、飲み方はミルクティーがおすすめなの?
Well, yeah. Compared to something like Darjeeling, assam tea is pretty strong, both in color and taste. To mellow that out a little, people usually dilute it with milk before drinking. It complements the flavor nicely. What am I, a fucking waiter at a restaurant over here?
へえ、ユージって紅茶も詳しいんだね。イメージ的にはコーヒー、ブラックでって感じなのに。
You know, I did too. I do drink coffee more often, yeah, but black tends to upset your stomach. And if I'm drinking something other than water, I usually try to get some sugar intake while I'm at it. As a general rule, I tend to drink my coffee heavily sweetened.
こうやって聞いてみると、実はユージもいろいろと考えてるんだね。
Heavily sweetened. Compared to the fine calorie counting you're always doing, it's hardly worth anything worth mentioning.
でも、食事はあれだけ質素なんだから不思議よね。
Hey, I like my beans. Leave me alone. Well, I've been waiting on Amane hand and foot for a while now, but after the way that conversation went yesterday, I guess I should be grateful she hasn't tried any seriously shady orders. I'm waiting for it. Alright, Amane, if you've got any other requests, go ahead and tell me now, cause I'm gonna be going.
本当に言っちゃっていいの?
What do you mean? Oh my god. If you're going to ask me at some point, might as well just get it all out of your system now instead of later.
そっかそっか。じゃあ、お言葉に甘えて、ユージもさっちゃんみたいにメイド服を。
Is this actually gonna happen, or is he gonna be like, no? Goodness, Miss Amane, you seem rather fatigued. Do allow me to give you a shoulder rub. I see what he's doing. Good job, man. Firmly seizing Amane's shoulders, I cut off her sentence, and I dig my thumbs sharply into the muscles around her neck.
やっぱり嫌がった。
Whatever are you saying, mistress? This is nothing but an earnest expression of concern on my part.
まあ、 羊っぽいユージの対応が見れたことだし、今回はそういうことにしておいてあげよう。
This is like one of the weirdest twists in this story. Thank you very much.
それにしても、ユージ、マッサージも上手。
I'm good at anything I do. If you know, I'm good with my hands, if you know what I mean. Hamane smirks in evident satisfaction at my submissive words, but soon enough she's squirming underneath my vigorous shoulder rub. Speculating from what I've seen from Sachi's behavior, there seems to be two methods of coping with problematic requests like this one. Either attempt to interject before the words are fully out of their mouth, or deliberately fail to hear them. Of course, I don't think Sachi's consciously trying to be dishonest, but it's a fact that she's managed to slip past some difficult requests using this sort of plausible deniability technique. But given the absolute nature of the law Sachi's imposed on herself, careless words without any real malice behind them could easily lead to disaster. To live a halfway decent life under such restraints, utilizing these kind of gray areas is probably an absolute necessity. Yeah. Oh.
お兄ちゃんが何でも言うことを聞くって言ったのをいいことに、暴食美人の限りを尽くすあの年上、どう思うよ。
Of course, Machina is just, you see that shit over there? How's about you deal with that?
それを言うなら傍若無人だと思うけど、ゆうくんもあまねさんも楽しそうだからいいんじゃないかな。
Well, Machina's about to lay down the law right here.
その目、ちゃんと見えてるか？
Lay down that law, girl.
視力は両目とも 1.5 だよ。
God damn it.
最近の発言を聞いてると、だんだんサッチンのことが心配になってくるのよさ。それより、マキちゃんはゆうくんに何かをお願いしたりはしないの？
Machina's like, your man is giving another girl a massage. What the fuck?
そっか。何もお兄ちゃんはあまねえだけのものじゃなかったのよさ。
Never mind. She's getting in on this action.
ゆうくんはあまねさんだけに言ってたわけじゃないと思うし。よし、そうと決まったら早速お兄ちゃん奪還作戦を実行するのよさ。
I hope all the requests are stupid.
アイマン。
That was weird.
おうおう、あまねさんよ。若いツバメを描こうで楽しむんもその辺にしときんさいや。
Fucking Machina just struts on up like she goddamn owns the place.
そうね。あんまり独り占めしてミチルに呪いの藁人形とか作られても困るし。
Does she have an Amane voodoo doll? Was that ever brought up at any point? How did you? Whatever. I'd answer that. Whoa! From nowhere in particular, there's an outraged burst of protest, followed immediately by the sound of someone scampering up the stairs. Probably safe to assume a certain nosy airhead was observing our little roleplay session from a fixed point in the shadows.
じゃあ、前菜の了解も取ったことだし、次は私たちもお兄ちゃんタイムをエンジョイするのよさ。
I'm ready. Machina route without being Machina route. Let's do this.
でもマキちゃん、ゆうくんと一緒に何をするつもりなの？
Again, I hope it's stupid.
さっちも一緒なら今日は勉強でもすっか。
What?
チルチルがテストで100点取った時みたいな顔されると、いくらハートの強さが売りの私でも傷つくぞ。
Thick-skinned little lady.
だって普段あんだけ勉強嫌いって言ってる子がいきなりだもん。そりゃ驚くって。
So this is a little Space Marines over here.
あまねえ、私はやっと気づいたのよさ。
Oh Jesus.
気づいた？そう、つまらないことにいつまでもこだわっていると、どこかの誰かさんみたいに生き遅れになってしまうって。くしゅっ。
Get fucking destroyed.
誰のことを言ってるのかは分かったけど、どうにもうさんくさい気がするのは私だけ？
Is this face fishy to you? I don't know about that. I don't know. Well, whatever the reason may be, trying to improve your weakness is an admirable thing. I'll gladly help out. Alright, now I don't trust her. She gave me this face.
で、本当に勉強するとしてどこでやるの？私の部屋？もちろん、学校の教室でやるのよ。
What in the world?
どうして教室？
Makina, what is going on?
ハマネの部屋だとすぐに副交感神経が刺激されて眠くなっちゃうからな。
Makina!
すごい、なんか本当にやる気だ。
I don't trust
マ
it.
キちゃん自身が言い出したことですし、ここは本人の気が変わらないうちに実行してしまうのが得策かもしれません。
Or forgets about it entirely, which is entirely possible. Sounds about right. Although our study session began with this relatively auspicious show of determination, it was less than an hour before the group's attention began to wander. In the end, I was forced to endure an hour-long session of strip old maid on a whim of Makinas. Yep.
結局ユージは一回も負けなかったわね。
I don't ever lose. As we make our way back to the dorm, Amane grumbles a few resentful words, arms folded behind her head. Any card game comes down to how well you can read your opponents. When you got a hang of that, the odds of finishing at the very bottom get pretty low.
でも、あれだけバカ勝ちされると、イカサマしてると思われても仕方がないのよ。
I never cheat. All I know is how to read you guys and then kill. Incidentally, Amane, you tend to leave the card you want to get rid of right in the middle of your hand. Makina, your expression always makes it crystal clear when you got an old maid.
あちゃ、私ってばそんなことになってたんだ。
Either you do those things on purpose or just subconsciously. At my old school, cards were the most convenient form of entertainment by far. Couldn't help but pick up an eye for tells. Even after I started at Ichigaya, many of the regular employees I worked with on the job were major poker lovers, including a few who'd throw their car keys into the pot with perfectly composed faces.
おかげで私はたくさん脱がされてしまいました。
I'm okay with that.
お兄ちゃんは今自分の彼女を脱がせまくった罪悪感に打ちひしがれているはずなのよ。
Not really. Not in particular. Personally, I think Sachi's losing streak had more to do with the way you people kept asking her which one's the old maid at the end of the round. You fucking... Of course, Sachi would answer with a perfect, honest every time. So she invariably ended up stuck with the Joker in the end.
だって、ユージの前で脱ぎたくなかったんだもん。
Now that's a goddamn lie, and we all know it. She prances around completely naked and shoves her breasts against me at every goddamn opportunity. But she's self-conscious about this? Sometimes women are just incomprehensible.
何にせよ、お見苦しいものをお見せしてしまってすみませんでした。
Unsightly? Whew. No problems on that count. Might have mentioned this before, but my principle is not to refuse what's offered to me.
そういう割には私に冷たいんだよね。
You're a different story. I think it's only natural to get suspicious over that kind of gratuitous service. But as a general rule, men tend to enjoy watching their girlfriend strip down to her underwear. And I am, in fact, no exception. Oh.
ありがとうございます。
Oh, Robert.
そういうことなら、ユージの彼女じゃない私とマキナはここらでおいとまさせてもらいましょうか。
But you guys formed the car. Not third. Well, yeah. Before anyone can respond to Amane's sudden declaration, she grabs Makina's hand and pulls a step ahead of us.
なんか用事か？
Makina was just gonna stay.
用事ってわけじゃないんだけど、あんたに 新しく覚えたおやつでも作ってあげようと思ってさ。
Snack, you say? Oh, Jesus.
なんか知んねえけどアマネーが優しい。さては給料日だな。
Payday.
いや、学生は給料とかもらわないから。
Yeah, Machina. Plus, you're already fucking rich. We already know that.
お兄ちゃんみたいにバイトしてるわけじゃねえしな。
You will one day.
分かってるならなんで聞いた？勢い。
All of them are pretty much rich except for... Actually, never mind. The only rich ones are... Wait, no. Yeah, the only rich ones are Machina and Yumiko. Alright.
そういうわけだから、いろいろわがままに付き合ってくれてありがとう、ユージ。
I've been used to it. Fine by me. I was sort of expecting you to drag me around all day, to be honest.
予定が空いたなら、さっちゃんとデートしてくればいいじゃない。
Oh, a date, you say? Well, a date?
そう、せっかく恋人同士になったんだから、デートくらいして当然でしょ。
I see. Amine seems very well versed in romantic maneuvering, so if she says so, maybe this is the right thing. Alright, Sachi, how's about we go on a date, I guess?
はい、わかりました。
I don't know what we're doing, but...
相変わらず即答だな。
Well, no, she can't deny a request.
さっちゃんだって女の子だもん。好きな人とデートできて嬉しくないはずがないわよね。
You're gonna make her all blush.
私はただゆうくんがしたいと言ったことにうなずくだけですから。
Baka. It's getting suspiciously close.
なるほどね。
Just get the fuck out of here! Watching Sachi squirm, Amine smirks suggestively to no one in particular. From that expression, I'm willing to bet that she's plotting something. Better keep a careful eye on that one.
じゃあユージ、後のことは任せたからね。
God, when she gets that tone of voice. Right?
さっちもガツンと決めてくるのよ。
She already did that when she stripped.
よくわからないけど、ありがとう、マキちゃん。それじゃあ、帰ってきたらいろいろ聞かせてよね。
I don't know what we're gonna be doing, but... And with those words, Amine hurries off with Machina in tow. And there they go.
行ってしまいましたね。
Well, guess we may as well go on this date, then.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
It's like, what is date? Sachi nods obediently, a bright smile on her face. All perfectly typical Sachi, but today that very normality troubles me slightly. It makes me wonder if there's really any feeling behind that pleased tone of her voice. If that smile's completely hollow. Yeah, just bring up a little sadness there. For the time being, let's change out of our uniforms and meet up in the dorm lobby.
わかりました。
And I swear to God, if you go on a date within your damn maid uniform, I'm gonna be real upset. Actually, would I? Nah, not really. That's not true. I watched Sachi make her way back to the dorm, trying my best to reassure her myself.
すみません。少し遅くなってしまいました。
So that's a maid uniform after all, huh? Feel like that's these are the only clothes you got.
メイド服はメイド服でも、これは最近購入した外出用のおしゃれ着でして、胸元の赤いリボンもこうより色鮮やかに。
Looks like any other maid uniform you wear. Okay, I get it. Actually, I can't see the difference whatsoever, but I suppose I'll have to take the maid's expert's word on this one. Right, so as for the plan, we decided this pretty suddenly, so I have absolutely nothing. I don't know why that's so funny to me. He's just, I got nothing. What do you got?
やっぱりそうですよね。
So for today, I thought we could do whatever the hell you feel like, Sachi.
私がやりたいことですか？
Anything. Anything at all. That's right. Even if it's cleaning the dorm or bayonet drills, I'm up for it. Whatever you feel like is fine.
そうですね。
And I swear to God, if it actually is cleaning up the dorm, I'm gonna be really pissed. Sachi places a hand on her cheek, shuts her eyes, and begins to think the matter over. Alright, he just looks at his watch for like a split second. If nothing's come to mind, you can say so.
すみません。私、やっぱり自分から案を出すのは苦手みたいで。
Yeah, because you've been taking everyone else's suggestions forever. Come to think of it, you told me the same thing back when I transferred in.
はい。
When she was a kid, Sachi used to constantly invent new games and drag me into them. It's probably safe to say this is another area of her personality strongly influenced by the trauma that accident inflicted on her.
なので今日は、ゆうくんが普段していることを一緒にするというのはいかがでしょうか。
It seems rather boring. My typical activities basically come down to training and reading. Might be a bit of a stretch to call that a date, don't you think?
それは大丈夫です。どんな内容でも私とゆうくんがデートだと思えば、それはもう立派なデートです。
I still don't think it's a date. Let me see. Thanks to JB and Chiziru's incessant gambling, I have a pretty fixed image of a date as something like dinner at an expensive restaurant with a skyline view. Did I say... Wait. Did I say gambling? Oh my god. Why? Okay. That's probably the funniest I've done in a while. Now I just imagine JB and Chizuru just gambling. Oh, god damn it. See, here's the thing. My brain, I know what it is, but my brain makes me say something else real close to it. And this happens all the fucking time. Grumbling, not gambling. Though, that would be pretty amazing. Not even gonna lie. Oh, boy. I don't know if I can go on anymore. It's over. Anyway, but Sachi's absolutely right. The important thing is what the experience means to the people involved, not whether it meets some arbitrary societal standard. Alright, in that case, why don't you tag along on my training today?
ありがとうございます。
Keep in mind, my training's no joke. This may be a date, but be sure to approach it with the utmost caution.
は、了解したであります。
Serious mode activated. Uh-oh. Are you ready? Are you ready, Ranger? Coming out.
はい。運動用のメイド服に着替えてきたであります。
It looks literally the same, but okay. 10 minutes later, as Sachi holds her rifle, broom, in the classic shouldering position, I bellow my approval. Alright, well done. Also, you will respond to any further orders with an immediate hooah! Is that clear?
レンジャー
Not bad. You squeal a bit better than your average stuck pig. We'll be starting off with a nice easy round of squat jumps. You know the drill?
以前、インターネット上の動画で確認したことがありますです。
Damn, the internet's good for everything, isn't it? Oh, they say you're always prepared, Komine. And it seems like they're right. If you can't cut it as a ranger, you have a bright future selling cookies with the Girl Scouts! In deference to your shrewdness, I'll permit you to substitute the regulation 3.5 kilogram rifle for that broom of yours.
は、ありがとうございます、軍曹殿。
Mostly because we don't have multiple rifles. I mean, I think I have mine. Do I? Yeah, I do. It's like in my room somewhere. And I gotta use like the code 9025,000 bajillion Space Marines on it. Alright then, your target for this drill is 30 repetitions. I hear you've been clambering down schoolhouse walls with those legs. Let's see what they can do.
レンジャー !1、2、3、4
There she goes. After offering her energetic assent, Sachi shoulders the broom behind her neck, jumps in the air from a low squat, and alternates her leading foot on the way back down. The movements vaguely resemble the well-known Cossack dance, but the need to leap all the way up every time places a severe strain on your lower body. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Come on, you could do it! As if to demonstrate, Sachi's movements quickly grow sluggish after her 15th repetition. What's the matter, Ranger Komine? Even a bottle-blonde, twin-tailed pseudo-tsundere could struggle through that much. Is that maid uniform just for show, huh? Get moving! Oh, well. I accidentally clicked. The old twitchy finger. Oh, Jesus. What? Excuse me, we're having a date? Have you ever heard of what a date is? I turned around in response to a tap on my shoulder, only to find Amine standing behind me with an ominous glower on her face. Oh, but it isn't Amine. Weren't you making Machina a snack or something?
いや、それはもう終わったから様子を見に来たんだけど、もしかしてこれがデートなの?
Yes. Now if you'll excuse us. That's right. Sachi asked if she could participate in some of my typical activities.
で、軍隊式トレーニングってわけ?
Yes, typical activities. Yeah. Incidentally, the constant shouting helps develop your abdominal muscles. Makes a surprisingly big difference in the results of any exercise routine, in my experience. Give it a try if you ever get anxious about your waist.
それはどうも。って私が言いたいのはもっとデートらしいデートをしてあげてもいいんじゃないってこと。
I don't see a problem with this date. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Don't follow. Please elaborate.
だっていくら好きな人と一緒だからって軍隊の真似事みたいなことやらされて喜ぶ女の子がいると思う?
I really don't know. Probably not that many, now that you mention it.
だったら普通に買い物したり映画を見たりした方が絶対いいじゃん。
I get your point, but Sachi did make the request.
それでももう少し気を利かせてあげてもいいと思うけど。
I'm being considerate by allowing her to do this. In other words, in between drills, bend down and whispers loving words into her ear, something like that. I like it.
そうじゃなくて、ユージなら読書もよくしてるんだから、図書館で読書とかでもよかったんじゃない？
Sure enough, that sounds a bit more like a date.
ちなみに聞きたいんだけど、この後はどんな予定になってたの？
Well, a round trip over a one-rope bridge followed by a rope climbing session probably would have finished things off with a 10-mile rifle run. Is this the first time? I think this is like one of the first few times I've seen this Amine face. Amine had kept her cool until now, but my latest response is followed by some violent trembling on her part. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention too much. Something wrong? Need a bathroom break? Don't let me keep you. Just fucking...
Yuuji! ちょっと来なさい!
I'm in the doghouse. Suddenly exploding with anger, Amine grabs my hand and starts yanking me furiously along. Hold on, what are you trying to do? No!
いいからつべこべ言わずについてくる!
No! Sachi, you keep working! Yeah, I get the message, but we can't just leave Sachi training. I mean, that would have been funny.
ごめん、さっちゃん。ユージのことを少し借りるからちょっとだけ待っててね。レンちゃん
Poor Sachi.
それと返事は普通に戻していいから。
No, keep doing the hoo-ah!
はい、わかりました。
I just wanted Yuuji to cut back in with that.
くんにあまねが切れてるのさ。
Fucking Machina just strolls out. She's eating. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
マキちゃん、何食べてるの？あまねが 作った乳糖ドーナツたくさんあるからサッチも食べるといいのよ。
Excuse me? Breast milk donuts?
ありがとう。
I don't...
で、豆乳ドーナツだよね、これ。
Oh, okay. Alright.
で、ずいぶん落ち着いてるみたいだけど、彼氏が連れてかれちゃっても平気なのよ。
Dude, Machina, you are being a little shit starter. And I love it.
あまねさん、何か用事があるみたいだし、仕方ないよ。そんなこと言って、あまねの用事がお兄ちゃんを食べちゃうことだったらどうするのよ。
It's literally to yell at me about what a date actually is.
食べるとしたら、やっぱりもも肉とかかな。
Excuse me, I don't think Yuuji has a lot of that thigh meat. If anyone had thigh meat, it's Amane, and I'd be eating it.
マキちゃんだったら、ゆうくんはどこが美味しいと思う？
I don't know. I don't actually think Yuuji would be tasty if you were to eat him. He's probably too lean. He's that, like, really lean muscle. I mean, maybe. You ever eat people before? I know Amane's seen people eating people. It's great. Oh god, no! Not the flashbacks!
やっぱサッチンはすげえな。
Now I'm concerned about you, Sachi. You seem interested in eating me. And not in a good way. We went all the way to the roof? After a rough march to the rooftop, I'm forced to sit on my heels under Amane's withering gaze of scorn.
こうして正座してもらってるのは、ユージに反省してもらうためだからね。
I don't like exercises. I did understand that much, yes. You're basically saying that squat jumping is an inappropriate choice for a first date, right?
っていうか、軍隊みたいな訓練全部いくらユージが変わり者だからってさすがに限度があるわよ。
I really don't see the problem here. Again, maybe you're right, but Sachi seemed to be enjoying it in a way, didn't she?
それはさっちゃんが涙が出るくらいいい子だからであって、ステーキが大好きだけど卵かけご飯も食べられますっていうのと同じ原理よ。
What if she actually does eat eggs on rice? Eggs on rice is amazing, and it fills you way more than a steak does. Though steak is pretty good. I see. Nice analogy. I get it now.
それにユージならもっと女の子が喜びそうなところだって連れて行けたでしょ。
I don't... Well, I was considering inviting her to a meal at first, I guess.
やっぱりね。それならなおさらあんなデートになる意味がわからないわよ。
Listen, my experience with women probably only has to do with the diddly, if the hints I picked up have anything to indicate. And Amane glowers at me, her eyes narrowed in an expression of transparent vexation. Among other things, this whole date idea was her suggestion. She seems truly and earnestly upset that it didn't go too well. You have a point. I might have been taking advantage of Sachi's tolerant nature on this one. And for someone who understands how Sachi's mind works and why that's fundamentally wrong, even when it comes to something as small as this.
ここからは本当に真剣な話なんだけど、ユージはさっちゃんがこの学園にいる理由を知ったんでしょ？
Yes. We had like 2 episodes worth of depression. As she delivers the question in a slightly lower tone of voice, Amane's eyes bore searchingly into mine. Searchingly. What makes you say that?
とぼけても無駄。いくらさっちゃんが幼馴染だったからって何の理由もなくユージが付き合うことにしたなんて言い出すはずないもの。
Damn it. You're smarter than your actions ever imply. ... Amane declares that without so much as a moment's hesitation. There's a flat, matter-of-fact certainty in her voice. In other words, this woman is absolutely confident that she understands me. Guess there's no point in pretending then.
やっぱりそうなんだ。
Yeah, I know about the incident that brought Sachi to the school, and I know about the trauma at the root of it all. On the basis of that knowledge, I thought long and hard about what I could do for Sachi as she is today, And ultimately, I decided becoming a couple would be an essential step in that process.
言ってることはわかるけど、それは本当に必要なことだったの？
Getting halfway involved isn't going to cut it. The law Sachi's imposed on herself is too brittle and too dangerous for that. You all saw for yourselves what can happen when those shackles bind her too tightly, didn't you? Oof. Hamane gently closes her eyes and holds her silence for a long moment.
じゃあ、最後に一つ聞かせてほしいんだけど。何かしてあげたいって思ったのは、ユージがさっちゃんのことを好きになったから？
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. When her eyes open again, they communicate a serious warning. Don't even think about trying to dodge the question. Fuck! Okay. To be perfectly honest, I don't know whether I love Sachi or not, but I do know that I was drawn to her, or something she has that I don't, and I was completely serious about choosing her. Ooh, he closed his eyes for that one. I shut my eyes and honestly put my feelings into the clearest words that I can. After a moment, I hear Amane sigh softly.
そっか。正直に答えてくれてありがとう。
Amane's always approached me with straightforward affection and kindness. In retrospect, I probably should have done her the courtesy of making this equally clear from the start. Alright, mind if I ask you a question of my own?
いいけど、どんなこと？
What is Sachi to you, Amane? Ooh.
もちろん、大切な友達に決まってるじゃない。
Once more, her response comes without a moment's hesitation. A friend, huh?
だって、さっちゃんはすごくいい子だし、さっちゃんがいてくれて助かったことも、楽しかったことも、たくさんあるもの。だから、私以外の誰に同じ質問をしても、絶対同じ答えが返ってくるって、私は思ってるけど。
Yeah. I could see myself asking other people and them giving me the same exact answer. As she says those words, there's an almost proud smile on Amane's face. Anyone who saw that expression would instantly know those words aren't merely polite flattery. Good to hear. I'm all the more convinced now. Mumbling more to myself than Amane, I finally ease off my heels, flopping down cross-legged onto the warm concrete.
それってどういうこと？
Well, to put it simply, right now I think Sachi needs people like you more than anything else in the world.
ごめん。ユージの言ってることがよくわからないんだけど。
She needs people who love her, care about her, aren't gonna take advantage of her, you know? It's kind of all she really needs. Because she's only had that pain, and then after she experienced that terrible incident, then she had people taking advantage of her. And it's all because of the things she imprinted on her head, in her mind. Well, that's alright. It's more convenient for me that way.
何よそれ。それじゃあ私が納得できないってば。
Alright then. It's nothing complicated. Since you called Sachi your friend, Amane, I want to ask you for a little favor on her behalf.
頼み？
That's right. If you really care about Sachi, I want you to keep treating her exactly as you have until now.
今までと同じって、そんな普通のことでいいの？
I don't think anyone in this place, myself included, has had nearly enough time to sort out enough of that sort of ordinary in their lives. I'm not trying to say it's as simple as that, but what Sachi needs right now is to realize what she has. My answer purposely a bit on the opaque side, not exactly the concrete explanation of my plans Amane was clearly looking for. But without a single complaint, she quietly searches for the meaning of those words on her own.
わかった。そうすることで私も何かを手伝えるって言うなら、ユージの言う通りにする。でもそれは、ユージに言われたからとかじゃなくて、さっちゃんの友達として当然のことなんだからね。
And that's probably all I could ever ask for. Yeah, thank you, Amane. Oh!
ユージって、そ そんなに素直にお礼が言えるんだ。
I'm not a barbarian. You say something?
なんでもない。
Alright.
それとさ、ユージは気づいてないかもしれないけど、さっちゃんと一緒にいる時のユージ、笑ってることが多くなったよ。
Me? Smile? What?
ユージのことをずっと見てきた私が言うんだから間違いないって。
Yeah, I know. Putting a hand on her hip as she speaks, Amine flashes me a smile that's just a little too spirited to be fully convincing. Amine?
じゃあユージへのお説教タイムはここらで終わりにするとして、頼み事をされた私の方からもユージに一つだけお願い事。
What is this? Favor for favor? Fuck. And what would that be?
私を振って別の女の子を選んだからには、さっちゃんのことちゃんと幸せにしてあげてよね。
Damn it. Alright. With a little wink, Amine promptly turns on her heel and leaves the rooftop. ... Look at me, getting the full kid gloves treatment from a woman. Amine's got a lot more delicacy than you'd guess. So I look up at the sky. And while I don't want to suggest her gender gives her some sort of universal insight into the female mind, she's taught me a lot of things in her role as an unofficial ambassador of young women. I smile more often when I'm with Sachi, huh? I hadn't even been aware, but maybe the reason I chose Sachi had something to do with that as well. Either way, I've already found myself indebted to my classmates' insight and kindness. For once, it seems Chizuru's advice might be genuinely worth listening to. For once. Oh, that was nice. That was a nice... Oh, God. Get down and give me 20! He just starts going right back into the fucking training session. That'd be amazing. But also pretty fucked up.